So there's a new bill they just put forward, or doesn't mean that they've passed it, but putting through the Senate currently. These are all things, all the stuff I talk about. This is all stuff to let you know and to prove to you our country is heading downhill in a hurry. I mean, it used to be these little things happen over great periods of time, chip away at it, a little bit here, a little bit there. Now it's just like one thing after another. You get all these people resigning, and Obama, President Obama's people, let's just say, broadly, from the last several years, even way back, remember little Timmy Geithner and those guys, Hillary, and everyone's jumping ship. They've been jumping ship. But now we've gone to a whole new level, and that the Senate, and again, it only takes one person in the Senate to push a bill forward. Matter of fact, since I'm doing this video, I wonder if it says which senator. Just take a quick look here, just so we know who's who. Presenting Senate Bill 2726, the Strengthening Forgiveness for Public Servants Act. Don't exactly see who submitted this. I don't have time to sit here and read this while I'm driving. What this bill aims to do: let's forgive student loan debt for our future government employees. So you're a student and you've been reading all this time after you've been out of school, as in out of college, and you have this massive amount of student debt you have to pay back now, and you keep looking at our unemployment numbers that we keep spewing out, and you're scratching your head. The unemployment numbers look pretty good. Why can't I find a job? Matter of fact, all my classmates, why can't they find jobs? Matter of fact, very few of us have actually gotten jobs. Yeah, some of us have, but a lot of us haven't. So where's this low unemployment rate coming from? Oh, I've been lied to. Well, guess what? That same entity that's been lying to you, known as the federal government, now wants to offer you a job. They want you to work for the federal government. We want you so bad as our employee, we're willing to wipe out pretty much all of your student loan debt. And by passing this act, turning it into a law, any student out there who needs a job, come work for the federal government. Because if you get a federal government job, your debt goes away. Now let me ask you a question. Isn't that kind of the same thing as promising all these people more welfare? You don't have to work, just vote for the Democrats or vote for this guy, or pick your party of your favorite party of choice. But in this sense, it's like, hey, we're paying off your debt. You're obligated to us now. So think about that. You've now taken a certain group of people, which happens to be the young people, keeping in mind the young people. When we had these Occupy protests, Occupy Wall Street and all that, it's mostly filled with younger people, college students, people who want a job, promise a job. You're out of school, yeah, there's no jobs. But wait a minute, unemployment says there should be plenty of jobs, according to the unemployment numbers. Yeah, go protest. So you're taking the groups that are known for protesting, the younger groups, and offering them a job at the place where they would normally protest against, which is the government. And telling them we'll wipe out all your student loan debt if you become employed by us. What that does is it makes someone feel obligated. Hey, you took care of me. You took care of me. I feel obligated to take care of you back. So I was fresh out of school, or maybe I was out of school for several years, still couldn't find a job. Hard luck, hard times. This wonderful bill got passed. I found out there's $60,000, $70,000 in student loan debt I'm stuck with. Couldn't even come close to paying off. can now be wiped off like that. If I just go work for the government, that's all. Sign me up. Which reminds me of another side to this that could be a little slick thing they're doing to try to weasel their way into war. We're going to need a lot more troops because of the coming war we're going to start. Right? And the government knows this. They don't. Right now, you look, what war? I don't see the little thing in the Middle East. That's not really a big war. Oh no, the big one. The big one that's going to come. We need a lot more people, bodies, feet, head counts. So working for the government would include someone signing up for the military. And how would you like to come work for the government, military, and we'll pay off all your debt, student loan debt? So your brain might have been telling you at first when I said this, oh, government position, does that include like the driver's license offices or maybe some federal accountant, some employment with the federal government? Well, yes and no. Yes, some employment with the federal government. No, not what you thought. You're going to have to become a military man or military woman when the big one starts. Number one, there's not going to be jobs all of a sudden, so you're still going to be hurting. Matter of fact, times will probably get even tougher as our dollar collapses more. Prices rise, etc. People move back in with their parents or their parents move in with them. And you're going to be desperate to earn some money while simultaneously getting out of that damn debt. See, if you had credit card debt, if you were able to get enough credit, as in credit card debt, to pay for your school, you could bankrupt out of it. Matter of fact, you'd be ripe to bankrupt out of it right now because you're just out of school, trying to find a job, don't have a job. Bankruptcy court's not going to say, well, you got money, you should be able to pay for this. No. Done deal, debt's gone. Which is why they made sure student loan debt, college debt, etc. can never, ever, ever be bankrupted out of your whole life. It will follow you around forever. At least with IRS taxes and whatnot, they can sometimes make you a deal. Pay this lump sum and we'll call it even. Not so with those damn student loan debt. So, what better way to get a whole bunch of people into government positions, i.e. military men and women, is to promise them we'll pay off your debt. See, right now on the surface, it does look good. And this thing could possibly pass. And believe me, if it passes, no congressman in their right mind would say, listen, we've got over $1 trillion in student loan debt. I think it would be a good idea to just write it off. No one pays it back. We'll just pay it off for the people who need it. But you got to come work for us. So let me ask you a question. Are there all of a sudden millions of typical government jobs available all of a sudden right now that this bill could get passed and all of a sudden they're going to hire a ton of students? Are there that many jobs? I mean, have you looked? I know everyone's looking for jobs. Where are these government jobs? They're not here. So then how can they be there in order to pay off this debt? Because you can't just say we're going to pay off your debt if you get a government job, only to find out the kid can't get a government job. Oh, war just started. Big one. There's your job. Step right up. I personally think that might be how it goes. That's assuming that this bill turns into law. All we can do is wait and see. Another day in the land of the great America. Take care.